Welcome to Mountain Wellness, a show where we have raw, open conversations about mental illness and find people making a difference in the mental health realm. I'm your host, Christine Napier, and on today's show, we are focusing on veterans and post-traumatic stress disorder. Returning home from military service often means coping with symptoms of PTSD, and the stigma attached to PTSD can prevent veterans from seeking help. Josh Hansen is an Army veteran who struggled with PTSD after many deployments. He is passionate about helping other soldiers, and sharing his story is one way he provides support.
I joined the military after September 11th. I was running my own business, helping motocross racers. I was a mechanic for pro supercross and outdoor national racers. Did that for years, started running my own business in my early 20s, and when 9/11 occurred, I was so affected by the events that I told the wife, I said, I need to close the doors on the business for a short time and serve my country, because the country's going to need me for this one. And so I went and signed up at 30 years old. When I signed up for the Army, I signed up as a combat engineer, 12 Bravo. And that position, you actually go ahead of everyone and pull the bombs off the roads, like we did in Iraq. Was our main job, was find the bombs, dismantle them, dispose of them, and then drive on, continue mission on your mission, so no one would get killed by the IEDs that were extremely effective for killing our countrymen over there. I signed up in the reserves because I was running my own business, so I wanted to kind of run the business while I still, before getting deployed to war. And to me, I was like, do you have an infantry in the reserves? And there was nothing like that. They said the closest thing was combat engineer. And so to me, that once I learned more about it, that's what I wanted to do, so I could try to be as big a part as I could for helping our country. Being an IED hunter, locating the bombs on the roads, I learned what courage was. When you're in that lead truck, the lead vehicle that is supposed to find these bombs and dispose of them so no one behind you gets killed by them, is a lot of pressure. And it's one of those jobs that it wasn't if you'll ever get hit, it was when you're gonna get hit. You were guaranteed you were gonna get hit. You can't find all the bombs on the roads. It was very stressful. I'd have to step over fear, get into courage, climb in that truck. And once I got in my seat, it was time to, let's do this. And you're responsible for everyone behind you. So it's an extremely stressful job. And you can imagine, no one's telling you where these bombs are. You're hitting these roads and you're just going at a slow pace, looking at every pile of trash. Dead animals can have bombs in them. I mean, anything could be an explosive out there. And so our missions were long and going at low speeds to make sure you'd hate to miss something, like I said, and get people killed behind you. But every bomb we pulled off the road was 3 lives saved from death or injury. There's times when you're in your vehicle, we had 3 trucks blown up, and you're just sitting there being attacked from all directions, running low on ammo, and you're honestly thinking, this is where I'm gonna die. We are not gonna pull out of this. We are just getting so overran right now. And we're getting out of the trucks, trying to help everyone else, and getting under heavy fire, trying to take cover. All these things, day in and day out, you're having these situations happen. One of the situations that really affected me when I came home is we had soldiers on the ground, and a bomb went off right where they were standing. And I jumped out of my vehicle and started rushing towards them. It was about probably a 50 to 80 meter run for me. And with every step, I was like, I hope I don't step on a bomb. I hope I don't get hit by an IED myself. I hope I don't get shot as I'm hearing gunfire as you're running towards their aid. As the dust settling, what am I gonna find when I get there? Are they gonna be alive, dead? Am I gonna be able to help them? And when I came home, and through my injuries after being injured in Fallujah, I tried getting back into like running again. And I'd start running at home down the street, and that whole day would come flashing back. The weight of my body armor, weapon in my hand, the smells of that day, helping my fellow men that were injured and on the ground, bandaging them up, getting them on helicopters to get them back to the hospital. And all that would come crashing back to me, and really took me a while to work through that. I'd go run and then just stop and just have to walk home and lock myself back up into a room because I couldn't. It took me a couple years to get over that. It was very difficult because it's, you never want to see anyone injured or hurt. And in combat, and with our jobs that we had, it was an everyday thing, and it adds up quick. And going through that day in and day out just takes a toll on the body and the mind.
After Josh returned home from Iraq, he found himself experiencing severe flashbacks and moments of paralyzing fear. When we return, he opens up about this part of his journey.
What is it about this place? What is it that has led to such a vibrant community of thinkers and doers? What is it that inspires a few young doctors to imagine the world's first artificial heart, or a few computer pioneers to create one of the 4 original nodes of the internet, or lifts an unlikely researcher to imagine a Nobel-worthy genetic code, and a young entrepreneur to imagine Adobe, and another Pixar Studios? This remarkable place has always fueled the life-saving and the life-affirming. This is the story of University of Utah health plans. Imagine the very best care science has to offer, and world-class researchers collaborating to make it that much better, proving that healthcare and health insurance can be more accessible, more affordable, and more responsive. Now imagine what an entire health system and globally recognized university can do for you.
The following program contains material that is not viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Mountain Wellness. Before the break, we met Army veteran Josh Hansen. After returning from deployment, he suffered from severe PTSD. He now shares what motivated him to seek help.
I felt like I was such a burden on everyone around me that everyone would be better off, my kids, my wife, everyone, if I just didn't exist. And so I was going down a dark road of, if I die by suicide, it's gonna be better for everyone. And then around that same time, one of my soldiers died by suicide. And that was a huge wake-up call to me after going to the funeral and seeing how it affects his kids, his wife, everyone around him, how it affected me. That was my turning point to say, that's not the answer. We can work through this. And how can I help others? This is one of my soldiers that I did 2 tours in Iraq with. I helped train him before we go to Iraq, and I wanted to make sure he was trained to where if he died in Iraq, it wasn't due to my lack of leadership and training. And to get them home and then have my men die by suicide here at home was very traumatic to me. That's why it's so important to stop, think, and work things out instead of just go directly to a horrible situation that can be permanent. You can't help anyone unless you can help yourself. And so by changing my way of living and getting outside, I was 50 pounds heavier than I am today due to the fact that I was just sitting around doing nothing and watching TV and eating junk food. Once I started eating healthier and just walking around the block was huge. And then I started getting to where I could run and mountain bike, and during the winter, by snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, alpine skiing. That gave me something during the winter to do. Because what happens is when I'm out doing these events, when you're on an hour mountain bike ride, all you can do is worry about what gear you're in, look out for the tree, watch out for the rocks, and it gives your mind something different. It's a coping skill. It's a different coping mechanism for myself that I use to fight off the demons that I have with my mental health. Some days I can't be too hard on myself when I absolutely can't, you know? But if it becomes more than 2 or 3 days of not leaving the house, that's when I really have to force myself. And it's not easy. It's not easy. I'll never tell anyone that working through it's easy, but you can do it. I've been trying to show veterans, this helped me. This is what I did to improve my life. You know, I can't guarantee it's gonna work for you, but you know, let's try it. Let's see if getting out there and doing these activities will help you with your mental health as much as it helped me with my mental and physical health. And that's why I recommend everyone, you know, if you're feeling down and out, I know it can be tough, because I've been there, done that. To get out and go for a walk can be miserable, but if you force yourself to do it, I guarantee you'll thank yourself after. You know, the being tough, suck it up and move on, sometimes part of that is go get the help. You know, when veterans are like, oh, I don't need that, or I'll let them know, you know, it's, in a sense, it's kind of a weakness by not going and getting help. You know, they'll say it's weak by getting help, and I say, no, it's kind of weak not getting help, because you want to be there for your family. You know, for my wife and kids, I needed to get the help so I could be a better father. And there's so many programs to help veterans work through these things. And along with doing outdoor activities together and getting professional help, you can work through this stuff. And I want to make sure veterans know that it's definitely not a weakness to get help. By going through the pains that I have, I'm hoping to help others see that we can help each other and push on and support one another, because I think in today's world, we need it more than ever to help each other out. So having that community of veterans, being around them, helped me a lot to let me know, you know, I'm not alone. Other people are going through the same things I'm going through, and you know, just like in the military, you're helping each other work through these situations together, and that has, you know, the military communities really helped me here at home to continue what I do. Sometimes we need to slow down. You know, after you've almost lost your life a few times, you understand, slow down, smell the roses, and take care of one another, and let's make this world a better place.
We'd like to thank Josh for sharing his struggles with PTSD. Unfortunately, Josh's story is not unique. However, there are many organizations helping veterans heal. When we return, we will learn more about a foundation that is providing service dogs to veterans.
What is it about this place? What is it that has led to such a vibrant community of thinkers and doers? What is it that inspires a few young doctors to imagine the world's first artificial heart, or a few computer pioneers to create one of the 4 original nodes of the internet, or lifts an unlikely researcher to imagine a Nobel-worthy genetic code, and a young entrepreneur to imagine Adobe, and another Pixar Studios? This remarkable place has always fueled the life-saving and the life-affirming. This is the story of University of Utah Health Plans. Imagine the very best care science has to offer, and world-class researchers collaborating to make it that much better, proving that healthcare and health insurance can be more accessible, more affordable, and more responsive. Now imagine what an entire health system and globally recognized university can do for you.
The following program contains material that is not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
We are back with more Mountain Wellness. The Malinois Foundation provides hope and recovery to veterans in need through canine assistance.
Here at the Malinois Foundation, we place service dogs for veterans in need at no cost to them, whether it be for PTSD support, mobility support. We give them these opportunities to have their independence back with a service dog to bring them back to their normal life?
I was a combat engineer. Basically, it's just infantry with demolitions. I was here in the National Guard, deployed to Iraq. Over there, we were convoy security and route clearing and security details at different various bases. I've just been kind of in isolating myself. I don't get out much. I don't like crowds. And I've been reading and I've seen that they have service dogs for PTSD, which I was diagnosed with. And I figured if that's something that'll help get me out in public, it'll help me be a better husband and a better dad and a better grandpa. And I got tired of just living my life. I'm ready to be a part of it, an active participant rather than just being there for it. So I decided it's time to make a change, and luckily I came across the Malinois Foundation, and they were willing to work with me.
In order for a dog to be a service animal for somebody, they have to be able to perform a certain task for that person. So there's certain things that we can train them to cue for that veteran if they're showing signs of anxiety or they're showing signs of an uncomfortable situation that we've trained the dog to watch for and help them through.
Up until last year, my thought of service dogs was for the blind and stuff, so I didn't know that they could be trained for specific tasks related to PTSD. So when I was looking and doing my research, I seen that they can help with when you're in the store, keep people away from you, kind of push people aside. Watch my back. I have a hard time not being able to see what's in my back. So if I'm in a restaurant, I have to sit in the very back corner and I have to be able to see the whole restaurant. I still have to know where all my escape routes are, who's coming, who's going. So with a service dog, it'll just kind of help to ease the tensions, ease the anxiety attacks that I have. When in certain environments, my legs will shake, they'll twitch. When my anxiety's starting to get on, I move my ring, constantly fidgeting my ring. When we're at the house, and she hasn't been task trained yet, but when I'm starting to do that, she'll come up and she'll give me a hug. And it helps, it calms it down, and I've noticed a huge increase in quality of life, just being able to work with her. And even though she was my dog before, she was a pet, but now it's the bond over just the last 2 months has been something completely different than what it was before. So it's been a nice transformation.
Every dog is kind of specialized training for that veteran, and we find the perfect fit for them. It's really easy. You just go to our website, the Malinois Foundation, and fill out an application. And we get those applications on a fairly regular basis. First come, first serve. We don't really judge by the need, because who are we to judge the need of that individual? We're a nonprofit 501c3. Everything that we do is from corporate sponsorships to individual donors. We have an annual gala that we fundraise, and so we can keep these services for veterans in need.
I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I can see that there's a better life that I can have, and I'm really looking forward to being able to do that, to be able to, like I said, be the best person I can be and live my best life. I'm tired of just living. I'm ready to be an active participant in it. And this has helped. I mean, it's with her. I'm out and about every day. I'm walking her every day. We're training every day, and gives me a different purpose, something to look forward to every day when I wake up. So it helps. I've known a lot of people that have committed suicide, a lot of veterans that have committed suicide, and I think now that there's something that if people can know that there's a way to help combat some of the issues that they're going through. I know I'm going to be talking to a lot of the people I've served with and tell them, hey, this is something you need to look into. Just because, I mean, it's changed me, and it's only been 2 months, but just being able to work with her and now be able to take her everywhere, it'll be life-changing for me.
If you're interested in volunteering or supporting our mission as a puppy raiser or a puppy socializer, making a donation, you can go to the malinoisfoundation.org for more information.
We salute the Malinois Foundation and their mission, making these life-saving companions available to veterans. Up next, we learn about another organization providing community support to veterans.
What is it about this place? What is it that has led to such a vibrant community of thinkers and doers? What is it that inspires a few young doctors to imagine the world's first artificial heart, or a few computer pioneers to create one of the 4 original nodes of the internet, or lifts an unlikely researcher to imagine a Nobel-worthy genetic code, and a young entrepreneur to imagine Adobe, and another Pixar Studios? This remarkable place has always fueled the life-saving and the life-affirming. This is the story of University of Utah health plans. Imagine the very best care science has to offer, and world-class researchers collaborating to make it that much better, proving that healthcare and health insurance can be more accessible, more affordable, and more responsive. Now imagine what an entire health system and globally recognized university can do for you.
The following program contains material that is not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Mountain Wellness. Continue Mission is a local organization that supports veterans and their families. Their philosophy is no veteran left behind.
Continue Mission is a nonprofit organization. We serve veterans with physical, mental, and emotional injuries and their support members. And we do all kinds of recreational events all throughout the years, multiple days of the week. Some of those events include, this time of year, we do cross-country skiing, alpine skiing and boarding. We do bowling, we do pickleball. Come this spring, we'll start doing some cycling, mountain biking, trail running. In the summer, we really enjoy doing some paddleboarding and kayaking. We just do all kinds of fun activities that get veterans out of isolation, out in nature with their families, doing something enjoyable that's great for their mental health.
Been with Continue Mission for at least 4 years now, maybe more. It's been a great opportunity to get out. They are huge on family. So my wife gets to come along and we do outings together versus with other organizations that it's just a veteran usually by themselves. It's a great way for us to interact and be together. And I don't know, the support is just amazing. It's great. It's like we have each other's numbers and call whenever, something's going on or struggling.
In another group, you wouldn't be able to open up as much as with the group of veterans. That really helps to be able to communicate, to be able to get out and socialize, where before I didn't do that. So it's really helped me to where I get up and do things now. I get out of the house, I go, about the only time I go home now is to sleep or eat.
I knew the program was for veterans, and I knew they used rec therapy, but that's all I knew. And we did like a 2-day river trip, and the bonding and the experience was something that I would never do like on my own time. And just to be around other veterans too, that we could talk and just like, yeah, I'm going through this, like, oh, have you tried this, like sleeping and all that. It was great.
I'm generally the oldest person along, and Josh likes me to come because it takes most of the excuses away from all the young ones. There's almost an immediate bond between all of us veterans. We know what we've seen, and often we don't even have to talk about it as much as having this opportunity with Continue Mission is being out doing the kind of things that we like to do.
With isolation and socializing, I think those are key components that people want to work on that have mental health issues or even physical limits or physical disabilities. Getting out with people that experience the same things as you, I mean, you can't find that anywhere else.
I isolated a lot after what I'd been through and they helped me get back out, get up, get moving again, meet a lot of nice people, great people, get out and do these things all the time, and it's It's been great for me. I've been doing it now for just about 2 years, and it's totally helped me change my life.
This forces me to get out. Like I was looking forward to this all week. I was like, you know, if I don't do anything this week, if my week is not productive, I have snowshoeing, I have Continue Mission. I'll see some faces, new faces, some old faces. So that was kind of like, that's what it does for me. It forces me out of my isolation.
As the spouse of an Army veteran, being involved with Continue Mission has enabled our family to heal together and to come out and enjoy these events together. And Josh and I, we run Continue Mission together. We co-founded the organization, and when we schedule an event, we have to be there. So it's so healing for Josh, and it kind of pushes him into continuing and maintaining his mental health.
What I would tell other veterans, just give it a try. If just sign up for one thing. If you don't like it, I mean, but just try. Just go one event and talk to at least one person. I guarantee you'll probably come back. Probably you will come back. Just try it. I mean, again, it's easy to isolate. That's easy. But being a soldier, Marine, airman, sailor, whoever you are, challenge yourself to go to one event and talk to one fellow sailor, one Marine.
We would love to have veterans come out and join our organization. You can find more information on our website, www.continuemission.org. You can also check out our Facebook page. It has all kinds of pictures and just all the activities that we've been up to. You can kind of have a look at what it is that we do. We would love to hear from you.
That concludes this episode of Mountain Wellness. Thank you to Josh Hansen for sharing his heroic journey with PTSD, as well as the Malinois Foundation, Brian Helbach, and the Continue Mission Group. We also want to thank all members of the military and those who support them. For more information, visit maketheconnection.net. Thank you for watching this episode of Mountain Wellness. I'm your host, Christine Napier. See you next time. If you or someone you know are struggling with suicidal thoughts or are in crisis, do not hesitate to reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. They are there every day, 24/7, and will confidentially help you through your struggle.